You guys ready to start this party or what? Hit the like button. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello everybody. Welcome to the after final rose. It's your boy Dave Neal, comic host, Bachelor Nation News. What a finale we had there. Oh my gosh. So much to talk about. So much to say. So what's wrong with being an all-star? Let's get into it, folks. Voicemail line is already lit up. 401-213-9828. We've got Tino. Was he done dirty? The crowd booed him. They brought out a man to take his former fiance. Completely fabricated, might I say. And then we have Gabby and Eric still together. I'll tell you what, I liked how Eric addressed it all. I thought he had a good angle where he said, "I'm sorry for the way in which I broke up with her." He said, I avoided the difficult conversation, which, to be honest, is kind of what dating is all about. People are ghosting each other to avoid difficult conversations all the time. It doesn't make it right, and he's obviously paying that price. But what are your thoughts? Leave a comment. Shani in the chat says, Dave, this was a mess. Yeah, we need a cleanup in aisle 4. We had a mess there. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you want to be a part of the chat, by all means, we are going to have a very, very popular voicemail line we're going to get to right around the corner. Kaylee says, I feel bad for Tino. All right. I mean, look, Tino cheated, you know? And in Tino's apology, what the hell went down? Like, what went down with him and Rachel? Did you see the moment where Rachel goes, "You're not going to bring that up, are you?" And he goes, "No." And I'm like, well, what aren't you going to bring up? What could it have been? I guess we're going to be left to speculate that could have put such a divide between Rachel and Tino. All Tino was trying to say was, I shouldn't have cheated, but this is where my head was at. And unfortunately, when you cheat, there really is no excuse. I went into this thinking maybe they were on a break. Maybe they broke up. Maybe she threw her ring at him and said, we're done. And she didn't mean it, but he thought this, he thought that. We didn't get any of that. So my thought is Tino's in the wrong. But also, I don't know about you guys, I like to hear where his head's at. Even when you're in the wrong, I like to hear where your head's at. All right, well, we're going to get right into your voicemails. We have a lot of them. I told people if anyone leaves a voicemail over 45 seconds, I'm not going to play it right now. Definitely not over a minute. We just have too many voicemails to get to. So let's start it off. We're going to start it off with our friend Ashley in Florida. Let's have a listen.
Hey Dave, it's Ashley from Florida. I just saw what happened with Rachel and Tino, and that, everyone, is gaslighting. I know everyone loves to throw that word around when they're not even using it in the right way, but no, this is an actual example of gaslighting. He was trying to make her question her reality and what actually happened.
Well, I hate to say it though. I'll let you finish. We don't know what actually happened. We weren't a part of it, so we don't know, right?
It was just very apparent that when he went to talk to her, and he brought the notebook, it wasn't about clearing his name with her or trying to work it out. It was about clearing his name with the public. And I think Rachel handled it well by saying, I'm done with you.
Thank you so much.
Now we have to see what happens with Gabby.
Okay, we saw what happened. Very interesting. And look, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what happened other than that he cheated. That's all we know. All the other things about the excuses of what could have went down, I don't know if it's gaslighting. I don't know. And I hate to be the boy who cried gaslight, but every single season since, the Reagan administration, we're saying somebody's gaslighting. I don't know. Leave a comment.
Hi, Dave. My name is Karen, and I live in Palm Springs, California.
Hi, Karen.
I've been watching your line for 2.5 years, ever since the beginning of this pandemic.
Rock on.
About March or April of 2020. I like how you've grown your own self and progressed. I'm too old, according to you, but I do enjoy this.
No, you're not too old.
Now, as for both Rachel and Gabby, I think both would be better off without either of these fellas. That's just my opinion. So, anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Thank you so much, Karen in Palm Springs. Much appreciate you there, Karen. Thank you so much for your support. Says she thinks Rachel and Gabby would do fine without either men. Now, we have people in the chat saying that she gaslit him. Laura Hester says Rachel is the gaslight. Okay, look, we can play this game all night long. We really could. I'm not picking sides because, look, if I were on a jury, I'd say, how am I supposed to know? I wasn't there. All I've got is his notes against her word. You know what I mean? Let's go to Michigan.
Dave, it's Abby and Beth from Michigan.
Hey, ladies.
And we are going to go back on your channel and watch videos. We have to admit we've been absent this week, but we're so confused what Tino actually did. Like he definitely cheated on Rachel.
That's all we know.
We're just so confused what he actually did. So we're going to go back now on your channel, rewatch. We're usually caught up. This week we're not, and we're just really confused.
I like that. I like that you're checking your notes as if we know more. Natalie says he cheated on her. I don't know how you can defend him on that. Yeah, no, there is no defending him on that. But the defense of whether or not he was gaslighting, I think that's a fair question to ask. I mean, he was in the wrong, and he probably should have left it at that. But then he started to say, well, here's why I felt the way I did. And it's like, I know we want people to share their feelings, but that's like committing an atrocity, right? Like, let's say you murder somebody and you're like, look, I was in the wrong, but now, of course, there are different levels. Like if you're defending yourself, that's different. But when it comes to him kissing somebody else, now it's up to Rachel to decide whether she forgives him for that. But multiple times he owned up to it, but then he went and I think this is where it becomes tough because he owned up to it and then he tried to say his piece after, and I think it ends on him owning up to it. It was wrong. Everything I did was wrong. He did mention something I liked where he mentioned, I let my ego get the best of me. He like mentioned sort of why he's got the insecurities he has, but they could have been fighting every single day. And as long as they're still engaged, that's where they're at. You don't get to just kiss somebody because you're in a fight, And I think he understands that. And that's, of course, what ultimately cost him the relationship. Let's go to Canada. Kim's up.
Hey, Dave. It's Kara from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. All season, I have been sympathetic to Rachel. Tonight, I am not.
Wow.
Tino was trying to communicate. If a kiss is a deal breaker, fine. Then you say, this isn't going to work. This is a deal breaker for me. But for her to bring him to that house and humiliate him and then try to humiliate him again after the final rose, I'm actually disappointed in Caitlin Bristow. She should know better. She should see that he's trying to communicate. Yes, he did something wrong. However, he's apologized and he's trying to explain where he was at. She needs to learn how to listen. My 7-year-old does better than that.
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry. I'm just very upset.
Oh, Kim
Hope everyone's having a great night. Bye.
Kim in Canada. Look, hey, we are all allowed to share our opinions here. That's what I love so much about you guys. Jamie McGee says Tino didn't need a journal. He needed a body cam. Of course, yeah, a journal, you're going to bring in your own bias. The real only way we could have known what actually went down is if we saw what went down. But it is interesting for Tino to explain his quote-unquote truth. Rachel saw that as him projecting onto her. So how does he share his truth? Now, if she says he cheated, which apparently he did, right? I think they can admit to that. He kissed a girl and he liked it. It was her cherry chapstick, something like that. Either way, does he get the chance to share? I mean, maybe and again, all of this going to say it doesn't make it right, but do we as an audience want to hear his excuse following his admitting that he did something wrong? And apparently, I guess some people just don't. Julie in Texas, you're up.
Hey, Dave. This is Julie from Texas, and I absolutely love your show. It's so entertaining. But of course, we all were entertained tonight with the Rachel and Tino drama, and it was just so wonderful to see him on that couch, sitting there, watching her and Aven go off together. And so I think it was awesome. And I just wonder if everybody else thought that they had such chemistry and were so good together that Tino he was not the person that he portrayed or tried to portray himself as. And I sure hope that Rachel and Aven can make a go of it. Thanks again for the live show before, and we look forward to all your comments afterwards because I know they're going to be great.
Oh, Julie, thank you so much.
And have a great day.
Julie in Texas, everybody. Look, here's the deal. As far as I know, the Aven-Rachel scenario was completely contrived, and it's not going to last more than the time it took him to get out of the parking lot. Apparently, Aven's dating other people. Now, it doesn't mean he doesn't want to make it work with Rachel, but that seemed to be him doing a favor for the show. That seemed to be full performance art. That was full Bachelor theatrics until proven otherwise. Madeline says gaslighting is a behavior that happens over weeks and months. Yeah, I always said that about bullying. If you're mean to someone, it's not bullying. Bullying, I mean, definitions can change, but bullying is the repeated torment of somebody else. That's what bullying. It's the repeated torment. And I thought gaslighting was when you repeatedly make someone question their reality. Then again, I'm not sure. I'm not a psychologist. I'm sure some of you guys are. And every psychologist we've talked to, for the most part, in claims of gaslighting, usually says, this wasn't gaslighting. Greg Grippo wasn't gaslighting. That wasn't, they normally the professionals in our audience will tell us it's not gaslighting. So I'll be interested to hear if they have that opinion. Thank you so much for that comment there. And Rachel Brown says, Tino cheated. It's wrong. More happened, and Rachel did not want to look bad at all. He will always look worse for cheating, but there were clearly issues. My guess is Tino's character's pretty much as low as it's going to get. And if there is more truth to the story, it'll come out through conversations he'll be having in the future. That's my guess. All right, we have a breaking news story here. Let's get to wrong one. We have a breaking news story here. We love to share a good breaking Bachelor news story. Are you guys ready? Here's a good one.
Hey, Jody from Canada. I'm just calling because I am at the hospital and I just had a granddaughter, 11 pounds, 1 ounce, and I'm in the waiting room watching The Bachelorette. And Gabby's dress.
All right, it actually cut off there, but I want to say congratulations to Grandma Jody for her granddaughter, 11 pounds, 1 ounces. Congratulations. I think you have to name your granddaughter Gabby. I think it has to be named Gabby Rachel. Gabby Rachel Dave. Congratulations. Look at that. We have a breaking news story here. I knew it was going to be a wild live stream. We're giving birth out here. That's right. Your boy Dave's giving birth. Let's go to Pennsylvania.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's Stu from Southeast Pennsylvania. Just like sleepy past this last 20 minutes. That's it. That's all I have to say. Okay, because I have to keep it short. Bye.
Thank you so much, Stoots. Yeah, by the way, give it up for the mom who just gave birth to an 11-pound child. How about that? If that's not an American thing, I don't know. They're in Canada. All right, hey, they got health insurance. The babies are bigger in Canada because they have good health insurance. They're able to bear a larger child. Do me a favor and bear me a like button if you don't mind, please. Get down there and hit the like. All right, let's go back to Stu.
Hi again, it's Stu from Southeast Pennsylvania. I just want to pop in and say, not very surprised that they didn't address the blackface. Seems like that would just bring a lot of extra flack to ABC. Not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying that just not surprised that they just didn't address it. All right, bye.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. And again, I'm not going to go down with ABC for whatever decisions they decide to make. But I will say, with Rachel Kirkconnell's scenario, she was the finalist on the first Black Bachelor, right? In this scenario, Eric's already apologized, so it would just be him saying that same apology again. I'm not saying he shouldn't have talked about it, but I'll say this. It ain't Eric's choice whether or not he talks about it on the show. Don't hold that against him. That's not his choice. The show's, they're going to give clear guidelines on what they're going to talk about, and that's what they chose, and that's the show you and I watch. So if you don't want to support it over that, by all means, vote with your dollar.
Hi, Dave. It's Jennifer from NC. I don't know how to say all this in 45 seconds, but oh my goodness. If Tino would have just apologized, like sincerely apologized, I feel like it would have been so much better. I understand that he was trying to explain where his mindset was at, but there's a way to do it, and the way that he was doing it was just so much trying to like make it seem like it was her. Oh, I can't believe it, and I can't believe that they completely avoided the whole blackface thing. Not because like I don't think that he wasn't genuine in his apology, but just because in the past how everything went down with Rachel and Chris Harrison, that they didn't even mention it tonight. I do think that it goes a long way that Eric told Gabby about the text messages before it became public, because he wasn't telling her because he got caught. He was telling her because he wanted to let her know. And I think that does go a long way in earning trust with the person. Anyways, I can't believe the season is over. It's crazy. I feel really bad for Rachel. Like,
I'm going to cut you off right there because we have a lot of voicemails to get to, but I appreciate you. And yeah, look, there's a lot of storylines. A lot of storylines are out there. Tomorrow, I've already got notes. I have notes on what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Let's see. Right here, I'll share them with you guys. One of the notes is Eric and Gabby addressed the text messages. I thought Eric did as good a job as he could have done in the moment. He owned up to it. He framed it in a way where he was completely at fault. I'm sure he was trained and coached in how to do that, but he really executed it. He said, "It's my fault. I took the easy road. I made an excuse." Therefore, he's saying, even though he didn't think the show, he's basically saying, this is why I lied to her to get out of a relationship. And then Gabby told him he was an a-hole. I mean, I think it's as good as it could have gone. Was the Tino stunt okay? That's my next question. Was the Tino stunt okay? I'll tell you what, I don't dabble too much in outrage culture, but I did think if they really meant to keep Tino on stage, it could have been a logistical thing where Tino was supposed to walk off and then they were supposed to do the Aven part. But by bringing Aven on stage, I mean, I don't know if Tino's crime was worth public humiliation and ostracization. Okay, I can't pronounce that word, but you understand my point. And that's up for debate. That's up for debate. All right, next call.
Hi, everybody. It's Sue from Southeast Pennsylvania again. I just want to say one thing. I have been in a relationship and have reached out to an ex of mine.
Congrats.
Saying, hey, you know what? What we have is really special. I appreciate that, and I think about you, and I hope that you're doing okay. I don't hold any hard feelings for Eric in that regard, and I'm really glad that he disclosed that information to Gabby earlier. All right, bye.
Bye. Yeah, I mean, look, that's a great thing. His final text message to his ex wasn't as bad as some people said. Some people were like, oh my gosh, he's texting. I'm going to pull it up right now. Oh my gosh, he's texting his ex he still loves her. No, that's not what he did whatsoever. So if we just want to look at his final text message to his ex, this is what we have. His final text message to his ex. So it's right after the green. So when he goes blue, it's right here. I am so sorry, Amanda. What I did was terrible. Again, at this point, he's engaged to Gabby. What I did was terrible. I don't expect you to ever forgive me. I just want you to know I think about you all the time, and you really deserve the best. I won't ever forgive myself. I hope find happiness in everything. I hope you find happiness in everything you deserve. So that's him. That's not him saying I can't stop thinking about what we would have been. No, he's saying I feel guilty. I did not end it appropriately, and he didn't. And he probably had no idea he was going to like the girl. And again, all these excuses just to say, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm 37, right? I kind of grew up when ghosting just started, but this is the generation that doesn't want to have hard conversations. So they'd rather literally ghost someone and go on national TV than address their emotions. Doesn't make it right, but, hey, this is what it was. All right.
Hey, Dave. It's me, Celeste. Holy crap. That finale actually was dramatic. I mean, especially after the final rose with
the first hour was so dramatic. The rest was kind of boring, right?
Tino and that whole conversation with Rachel. I mean, it's just mind blowing. Anyway, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Celeste calling. And holy crap is right. And shout out to Kirsty, says, Dave, did you end up eating sushi tonight for the finale? No, I cooked some beans with garlic and a vinegar sauce, and Tasha didn't like it. She didn't think it came out good. And then I cooked some, like a very thinly sliced ribeye steak. We're eating healthy. Our wedding's in 24 days, so we're trying to get in wedding shape. By the way, we're at 908 people in the live chat, so definitely hit the like button. 129 thumbs up and 900 people watching, so only 1 out of 9 people are hitting the thumbs up. So do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. It helps the YouTube algorithm and it helps our live stream go a little bit longer. As we know, we are here fully on your participation, and I do have to say thank you so much for all those that are in the chat. Bruce said he might be the only moderator in the chat. Usually these finales, we get a bunch of shenanigans. We get a bunch of troll accounts. But of course, the rules are no name calling, no creeps, and super chats are appreciated. So leave a super chat if you like Eric and Gabby, and leave a super chat if you like Rachel. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. All right, let's go to our next voicemail. Let's go to Katie and Dennis.
Hi, Dave. This is Katie and Dennis from Florida. Thank you so much. We love your show. And for those of us that are Hulu subscribers but not cable subscribers, would you fill us in on 60-second rundown of what happened tonight?
Oh my gosh.
We can't live stream it until tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.
All right, Katie and Dennis in Florida. Here's a 60-second countdown. You know what? Should we do this? How about this? I'm going to give you guys a 60-second recap. Are you guys ready for this? Let me set up this countdown timer. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to set this up right here for 60 seconds. Let's do countdown 1 minute. Are you guys ready? 1 minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So what happened was Rachel got engaged to Tino, and then after the engagement, things got rocky. Tino admits to cheating on Rachel, so then Rachel wants to go to a safe house visit and have that fight. Tino brings his journal, which looks like a Bible, which he could have used, and they fight, and he projects onto her, and she's like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "I'm not." And so then they don't work out well. Then after the final rose, we have Rachel and Tino continuing the same fight, and then Aven shows up and he's like, "Rachel, can I take you on a date?" And then Tino's like, where do I go? And so then Rachel and Aven leave, and then Eric and Gabby are still together, and then they kiss, and then Gabby calls Eric an a-hole for the way he treated his ex when he left for the show. He apologized. Zach's the Bachelor. Zach gave his first impression rose to Brianna, and Dave Neal became the best recapper that he ever had because he had 6 seconds to spare. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, you're throwing me roses. Oh my gosh, thank you for this. I appreciate it, everybody. That was your 50-second recap. All right, let's go to our next voicemail, and then we actually have a surprise announcement after this voicemail.
Hey, it's Erin from Texas, and I'm just calling to say I was just wondering if you felt the same way about the whole Tino segment. I just felt like it was super drawn out, and we didn't get a lot from it. So it just like, it didn't make him look good or her look good. And I would want to hear more of his story, like his side of it. I just felt like it was just kind of a mess. Like it was too long. There was no point to it except to make him look bad. And I don't like how much it almost brought out like her stuff with therapy. It was just too much for me. I don't know. It seemed very cruel to both of them. But yeah, I really liked the finale. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Yeah, great points. Rachel says this about Tino and Rachel. Honestly, watching Tino and Rachel pre-filmed and live gave me so much anxiety because he wants to apologize and say why, and she hates him and doesn't want anything said about her. Honestly, it was painful. I kind of agree that it felt like everyone wanted him to apologize but not explain his situation. And I think he tried to explain it without revealing too much. And each time Rachel said, why are you projecting this? Why are you telling the audience this? And he's saying, well, because it's part of the reason why things happen. Now, there's never a reason to cheat. There's never, well, you did this, so I kissed someone else. That's not the case. But in the live after show, Tino came off great to start. He admitted all the faults, but then the second he began to try to explain himself, Rachel was completely triggered. Whether rightful or not, I don't know what the truth is, guys. If I was a marriage counselor, I would just be like, I don't know. Show me the journals. Show me the footage. But when she called him out for basically saying he's a liar, he's like, it's on the tape. What do you want from me? I don't even know if it's on the tape. I'm not really sure. But anyway, thank you all so much for all the kind words. And Elisa with a $5 super chat says, best recap ever. Well, thank you so much. 50 seconds. You watched 15 hours in a row of this show just so you can get a 50-second recap. But we do what we do. Boy, are we going to crack into this? Are we going to get 1,000 viewers or not? We're at 938. I don't know if we're going to make it to 1,000. Nicole, good friend of the program, says, I really don't like Tino, so don't get me wrong. I love that I don't like this guy, so don't get me wrong. But Rachel kept asking for answers for why he did what he did. And when he told her, she said he was projecting. Like he was, but he also wasn't, right? I agree. Kristen Nunez says a $5 super chat. Rose for Dave for that 60-second recap. Yeah, would anyone like a 20-second version of that recap? Let me just have some iced coffee here. Yeah, it's almost like if his explanation of why the relationship went bad was so dark, like you could see in her eyes, she was like, you're not going to talk about that thing. What the hell was that thing? We saw what she said with her eyes, like saying, you're not going to talk about that. And it's like, what is that? Is that the nuclear code? Is there something we don't know about? 960 people in the chat. Can we get to 1,000? Can we unlock 1,000? Hey, Jody with a $7 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much, Jody. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really couldn't do these recaps in these live streams without you. Rachel wants a 20-second recap. Okay, Rachel. You want a 20-second recap? I'll give you a 20-second recap. Hold on a second here. I don't even think 20 seconds not even an option. We're going to have to switch to stopwatch. Are you guys ready? Hold on. I'm not ready for this. Are you guys ready for a 20-second recap? Okay, it didn't work out with Rachel and Tino because Tino kissed another girl, and when they apologized, he tried to explain himself, and she was like, you're projecting onto me, so that didn't work out. And then Aven's like, let me take that lady, and they went off, okay? Now, Gabby's on Dancing with the Stars. Yesterday, she got, a bunch of sevens. But speaking of sevens, she settled for Eric, and they're doing just fine, and they're happily ever after. And if that's not how you do it, and Zach's on the show. Okay. Oh boy, I said she got sevens and then settled for a 7. Look, that's great. First of all, Eric, you're not a 7. It was just the joke I was going for. Anyway. Scooby-Doo-boop-boop. All right, one more voicemail, then I'm going to share my surprise with you guys. Jessica's up.
Hi, Dave. It's Jessica calling. I have been watching you since Claire's season, so it's been a couple of years now.
The toenails.
I'm from Canada. Ottawa, Canada. I actually am from where Jesse Palmer used to live and grew up. It was really funny. My actual ex-boyfriend used to go to high school with him. So yeah, it's really cool watching him on TV. I think he's a great host. Anyways, just wanted to quickly say, I think they did I don't think they did Tino. I don't think they did it really well with him. I wish they just sent Tino away and then brought Aven up stage. I thought that was kind of done dirty.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like what Rachel was doing. I felt she was very going around the subject. I just wish she would have just let it be. And one more thing, I was right. Zach reminded me of Sean Lowe, and of course, they brought Sean Lowe into the audience.
There you
because
go.
He's the only Bachelor that has been successful. So I'm really glad about Zach being Bachelor because he reminds me of Sean Lowe, and I hope it's going to be the same ending. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much. Fairy Vixen in the chat said your voicemail didn't make it. Tell me your area code and I'll look for your voicemail. I'm still playing a lot of voicemails. Kim says 50 gallons of maple syrup, says Tino comes out in the next few weeks with that thing to save his ass. Thank you, Kim, for that. Shout out to Kim, a good friend of the community out there. Gotta love Kim. 50. First of all, I don't know if you've seen the price of maple syrup these days, but if it's 50 gallons of pure maple syrup, that's a large bet. That's a lot of money there. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm guessing we're going to get down to the bottom of this. Once the dust settles on tonight, I think we're going to get a little bit more. Jordan Davis with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Said I just learned how to super chat. This episode was messy, and the producers did a poor job covering up their interference this time. Yeah, the producer, I mean, real messy, real dumpster fire. 971 people in the chat. Can we break the mythical 1,000? I don't know. Normally, I bet you if this show ended after the first hour, we'd have more people here, but the show kind of trailed off and, people, it's a school night. All right, last voicemail, then I'll share this surprise.
Hey, Dave, it's Elliot from Texas. I'm going to keep this short, but thank you so much for streaming tonight. You're doing a lot of hard work. I'm really looking forward to see what Tino's dad is going to say, because I know he's probably going to have a lot to say on Facebook, and I think it's going to be a lot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully, everybody's okay mental health wise. And also, I'm sure everybody noticed, but Jesse Palmer just mentioning at the end saying that they see us and they hear us online. I don't know, that's crazy. This season kind of really reminded me, the season ending reminded me of Hannah Brown's ending when they brought the guys in and they brought the girls in. And the voting on Twitter was just, yeah. So I don't know. What do you think about that? But have a good one, Dave. Hope you get some sleep. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll get some sleep tonight. Tomorrow is going to be a long day for us. I actually have my final wedding suit fitting tomorrow that I'll be going to. But I did want to mention a friend of the show has a exclusive announcement that I've been given here. So we're going to get into that right now. Let's see if I have the breaking news button here. Can I do a breaking news button? I think I could. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we have a breaking news button. Can you believe this or not? I've actually got the first look at our friend at the first Noel Ball. Hold on, folks. The first Noel Ball is an exclusive holiday party for TV's biggest names. Now, look, this isn't a promo. No one's paying me to do this, but it's going to be chock full of Bachelor alumni, and I've landed upon the list of who will be at this event. I'm not going to share all of them with you, but it's some favorites of the channel. We have Cassie Randolph and her gorgeous, I mean, they're both pretty, boyfriend Brighton. Hey, maybe Brighton will pop the question. Yeah, maybe we can break some engagement news live. But also, look at this. John Hersey, good friend of the show, will be there, and so will, I hate to break it to you, but it looks like Katie Thurston as well. So let's try to keep them away from the old punch bucket. And we've got Marlena's going to be there. And Logan. Oh, Logan will be at the show. So anyway, I don't have the date on this, but Stephen Lovegrove, known as America's life coach, of course, you guys know, a good friend of the San Diego Bachelor community, will be, I guess he's like the ringleader of this event. I'm going to try to get a camera in there, but either way, I'll be drinking for sure. That's going to be this coming winter, which, by the way, it's just crazy that that's right around the corner. A celestial couture. Wear a red carpet worthy outfit that reflects the theme in your own unique expression. Well, I'll be married at this point, so I feel like I have to dress as a married man, and it's at a secret venue in Los Angeles. Oh, it's on December 8th. So anyway, that'll be the ball. I'll definitely have details for you guys as that comes out. All right. We have so many voicemails to get through. You guys have been so fantastic tonight. Let's go to Rachel in Virginia.
Hi, Dave. It's Rachel from Virginia. Too much to say, but I think I'm going to go with, I asked earlier in the pre-show live stream if they were going to address stuff with Eric. They addressed 1 out of 2. We'll see what happens for 2. Tino and Rachel, that is super bizarre, and who knows what actually happened. There's more to the story, and I think Rachel was protecting herself. He messed up. She probably had a meltdown about being Bachelorette compared to Gabby. Who knows? Anyway, this is crazy. Bye.
Yeah, it sure is crazy. How bizarre, how bizarre. I mean, what can you say? A lot of the voicemailers kind of have the same sort of vibe towards how everything went down. Again, the podcasting game in the next couple weeks will be telling. We are fully expecting Tino to, here's what I think is going to happen. Tino came off, he apologized, and then, but here's this is what I personally don't like, because look, he's in the wrong. He is in the wrong. But then it's what sort of theater do we have where we keep cutting to Caitlyn and Becca and all these other bachelorettes who have been wronged on stage? Doesn't that feel like a little one-sided? I mean, I don't know. So then he tries to explain himself. It doesn't go well. Hey, guess what? He's not a great speaker. Where do they find these guys? They're just normal people, right? So he then has to watch Aven come and take his ex-fiance. We have to remember, he didn't just break up with her. They shed tears. They had an engagement. I mean, clearly it's pretty rocky stuff. So then what's going to happen in the next couple weeks? The dust is going to settle on his life. His image is tarnished. The kiss, all of his doing. The kiss was his doing. Absolutely. But eventually he's going to get on a podcast and he's going to say, you know what? No. This isn't how it went down. Because he already twice in the two clips that we saw with the live after show and then beforehand at the safe house, tried very hard to get his point out. He didn't quite get it out. And like you guys, I'm also now wondering, all right, Tino, the floor is yours. We'd love to hear it. Let's go to Katie in Dallas.
Hi, Dave. It's Katie Rose in Dallas, a.k.a. The Rose Table. Thank you so much for the shout-out earlier. That was amazing. We love pre-gaming with you and post-showing with you. I don't know. Anyway, I was just going to say, I am floored that people on Twitter are defending Tino. As someone who has been cheated on numerous times, I just feel like anyone defending him is a cheater. I'm totally with you. When I heard Reality Steve's spoiler, I thought that they were on a break, but after hearing that, I mean, that's probably the most shocked I've ever been watching a finale, and Jesse might be right. This might actually have been the most shocking finale ever. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much. I think for me, Ari's finale was worse. The way he followed Becca Kufrin around, it was pretty wild. We've got a list of some of the ladies we saw tonight. Bailey Brown graduated University of Tennessee. But to answer our friend there in Dallas, I don't think anyone's defending Tino. I think people are saying he cheated. He admitted to it. So there's no defending him. He admitted to it. He admitted it was wrong. Now, I think people just want to know, how are you in such a dark place where you even did that? So you did what was wrong. But tell us more. But when he says what he wants to say, Rachel feels like he's projecting onto her, like she's he's the victim and it's her fault that he did. Now, of course, it's not her fault that he did what he did. He crossed a line, absolutely. But I still think there is more to the story. I mean, we saw, if there wasn't more to the story, Rachel would have just been there and been like, you know what, whatever. But Rachel looked at him being like, you're not going to talk about this right now, are you? I mean, he's a little bit under that spell.
Hey, Dave, it's Karina and Ricky from Chicago.
Hey.
I just wanted to say really quick, I think that one moment where Tino, he had to pause because he didn't know what to say, I felt completely embarrassed for him. But I think we all saw it coming. He was a little bit controlling since the beginning, and this finale was honestly one of the best finales that I've seen in all the seasons. I'm really glad that Aven came back. I think him and Rachel make a great couple. I'm really happy for Gabby and Eric, and that she's on the Dancing with the Stars. And I didn't like Zach at first, but this finale kind of changed my mind about it, and I'm really excited to see his season.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for the calls. You guys are leaving great voicemails. This might be the tightest, best set of voicemails we've ever had. Oh, and speaking of friend of the show, Dana sent a $10 super chat. Awesome recapping. Thank you so much, Dana. We appreciate. Hey, Dana, I haven't heard. I hope you don't think I'm ignoring you. Dana's a good friend of ours, but sometimes I get so many DMs that I forget to respond to people. But big shout out to Dana for being such a kind and warm soul within our community. We really appreciate you, Dana. So we have Reality Steve's been tweeting the different Instagrams. This is Christina. She's got 34,000 followers on her Instagram, and I think she's a young mom. So is this her daughter? Not young at all. Her daughter looks like, what, about 3 or 4 years old there. So very interesting when your ex-husband and his girlfriend start bickering. Well, that looks like a joke. It looks like she's friends with her ex. Anyway, we'll have to see how that all plays out. So much to get into. And by the way, we have 1,071 in the chat. So breaking news, we had over 1,000 in the chat. Thank you guys all so much for being a part of this community. Let's go to Chicago. Amy, you're up.
Hi, Dave. It's Amy from Chicago. I was just calling because I wanted to talk about Rachel today. I felt like, I know this is not the most popular opinion, but I really felt like this was the first time I saw any self-respect from her, that she actually stood up for herself and didn't feel like she needed him to be in her life, even though it hurt. I can't say who did what or who said anything, but obviously we know he cheated by kissing and texting with somebody. Don't know how far else it went, but at least she knew what she was worth. Thanks.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, we're glad.
Bye.
Yeah, we're glad she didn't stick around. I mean, it's one of those things. The relationship was doomed. So once he knew he couldn't win her over, if this was any other scenario that wasn't live TV, you just apologize and you take the loss and you move on and you try to be better. And maybe Tino learns that he never wants to do that again. Maybe, and again, I'm just projecting because that's our word of the night. Maybe Tino learns he's an alcoholic. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying, did he get wasted and make a mistake, or was he actively trying to? I don't know. But in real life, when something like this would happen, you would go, "Oh, I've got this. I'm a sex addict, David Duchovny, right? I'm a sex addict. Oh, I'm Adam Levine texting. You know, I had that story today. Adam Levine story. Leviathan. Adam Leviathan. Sea monster. That's not a DP. That's a sea monster. Okay. Anyway, we're really charged up tonight. So in real life, you just move on. You take your loss. You take it on the chin. No pun intended. You think he could take one. But in this case, you know, there is that grandstanding to win the audience's approval. And I don't know if it could have gone better for Rachel, but it wasn't exactly a slam dunk. I'm just saying that based on what you guys are saying. I think if the Aven bit didn't happen, maybe she would have won it more, but I think people felt like they just went too far. But of course, the show is known for doing such that. Let's go to Lafayette. You're up next. All right. Anyone here?
I'm from Lafayette. Long-time listener of yours.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just watched the finale, and boy, it was a lot to take in. Starting with Rachel and Tino, I was totally going in prepared to just hate on Tino, and while he did wrong by cheating on Rachel, I think that her reaction to that was a little much, you know. He apologized to her numerous times, and it was almost like she didn't want to accept his apology. I don't know. I think it's best for them both to just move on, and I think the producers really did him dirty, you know. And I worry about both of their mental health, but at least we got one engagement out of it with Gabby and Eric, but I'm surprised that they didn't address Eric's blackface on the show. That was interesting. Well, anyways, thank you, and I hope to hear some of these points addressed on the show later.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, look, I hear you. The commenters are saying the same thing. Why didn't they address it? I think he apologized and they didn't want to reopen that conversation. I'm not saying they should have or shouldn't have. It would have been interesting to see a conversation that must have gone down beforehand to see whether or not, like, why that they felt like that conversation did or didn't need to be had. A big shout out to all of our Patreon members out there. Patreon.com/Dave Neal. I'll be live for several hours tomorrow morning talking with you guys privately on the Patreon. It's a live stream just like this. It's a little more laid back. We review all the daily news and then I perform it and record it with you guys watching. I shoot it all live with the Patreon in my bullpen, in my audience, and then afterwards we discuss things. I clip them up and I let the episodes go public. So if you want the private, behind the scenes, closest look at the recap empire that we have over here, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. The prices are as little as $5 a month. If you buy the whole year, it comes out to like $4.50 a month. And I think the Patreon folks will tell you it's a lot of hours of content and it's a fun little community we have. So if you want to be a part of that community, come check us out. All right, the voicemails keep on coming. Let's just keep barreling through the voicemails. It's time for Katrina in Pasadena. You are up.
Hi, Dave. This is Katrina from Pasadena. I'll keep this really short regarding Rachel and Tino. Everybody's the asshole except Papa Tony. Also, I think Tino's slightly more of the asshole over Rachel, though she seemed to really revel in flogging him. But I think Tino's more of the asshole because he kept trying to minimize what he did and calling it tiny. I think that was a huge mistake. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know if it was his intention to say what he did was tiny. That whole conversation was so confusing. I don't even know how to break it up. It's like tangled Christmas lights. I don't think Tino was trying to say the kiss was no big deal. I don't think that's what he was trying to say. My question is, and I think honesty is always great, but if Tino learned his lesson and never told Rachel, would that have helped anything? Because as Rachel said, he said he didn't even want, like, he regrets telling her. Well, I think he should. Right? I mean, everyone's like, honesty is the best policy. Sure. But also, was he being forced to tell her, or if it was an accident and he learned his lesson? Anyway, let me know what you guys think. BachelorNation.scoop was very upset at the Aven scenario. Is this show for real right now? I don't even know where to begin. That was nasty. Tino effed up, but that was just another level, bringing Aven out while he was still there. Not cool to try to make good TV at the cost of someone else's emotions, no matter how bad they've effed up. And I hate to do the whole thing where, what if the genders were reversed? Imagine the season of The Bachelor where the Bachelor, Zach, meets Tracy. They fall in love, they get engaged, and then they break up because Tracy kissed another guy. Tracy apologizes, and then the Bachelor producers bring out another woman to leave with the Bachelor as Tracy watches. It sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? I mean, because as far as gender is concerned, all of our mental health is important. It seems like they chose drama and ratings over a clear choice. They could have just, collateral damage, right? They could have just walked Tino out. Hey, thank you so much, Tino. And Tino could have walked out, and 3 seconds later, they could have done that bit. But they had to do it in front of him. That, to me, is kind of psychotic. Commenters, I honestly don't know what to think of this Rachel Tino thing. There is fault on both sides. ABC would have to kick me out of the way. Audiences, because ain't no way I'd be cheering for this Aven and Rachel reunion. This is a mess. Am I the only person who feels a little bad for how Tino is being treated? Doesn't excuse his behavior, just doesn't need to be so rude. Me being forced to watch this Gabby Eric love story despite knowing what I know. Okay, so anyway, let's go into the voicemails. Let's go to I think North Carolina or New York. Where is this?
Hey, it's Jen from NC again. I see what people are saying in response to Rachel and Tino, and I don't think that Rachel was wrong in this instance. Like, I actually think that she did a good job at not letting herself get run over. I 100% agree that, like, Tino should be allowed to explain where his mindset is at as a woman. If I were to be cheated on, I would want to understand where his mindset was at. And I think tonight on the live show, like he was saying, it was my ego. I think the issue is that
when they initially met, he came with like his notebook and she said like, tell me what happened. And instead of him just telling her like, this is what happened, like I kissed this girl or whatever, like he's like, well, and he started out with like bullet pointing issues with her or things that she said or did. So it's not what he was saying, it was how he was saying it. I think there was just a major communication deficit. And when you're trying to explain to someone like that you did something wrong, best not to start out listing all the things that you feel like they did wrong to hurt you, especially when it comes to infidelity. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I hear you there. And again, a lot of our egos get involved when the cameras are on versus how this might have gone down if they weren't involved. But that's why the show's so interesting, because the cameras are on. Although I will say, the fact that so many conversations happened before they went to the safe house visit really makes it tough because, gosh, do we not have the full story.
Hi, Dave. It's Rachel from Virginia again. Sorry for calling twice.
No worries.
But everyone's talking about Rachel and Tino, and I just need to say, please, 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 everyone, do not go comment on anything of Rachel's. Do not bully her. Do not bother her. Let her live. Please do not harass these people, disagree with her or not. And yeah, that's all I have to say. More is to the story, but whatever.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I completely agree. Don't pretend like you have a relationship with them. You watched them on the TV. You do not have a right or privilege to leave a comment on their page. Next up.
Hey, what's up, Dave? This is Ricky and Karina. This is part 2. All I just want to say is shout out to Aven, one of the real ones, who kind of know, I'm sure not more than kind of, what love is about. Patience and perseverance, he was there.
Oh, I'm losing your voicemail. Guys, I'm sorry. This is not good audio. Let me see if it gets any better. Oh, hold on. Let me catch the ending here.
Something what a man ought to do. All right, man, that's all I wanted to say, man. Shout out to the Bachelor Nation.
All right, shout out to the Bachelor Nation. Sorry about that, Ricky. I couldn't hear much of your voicemail. Let's go to Lindsay.
Hey Dave, my name is Lindsay. Love watching your YouTube channel. I think Gabby and Eric seemed so great together and showed two mature people moving through a very difficult situation together with honesty and love, and it was really beautiful to see. For Rachel and Tino, I don't think there was any gaslighting going on at all. I think it's just a very messy situation. I think they're both a little bit immature, though I do think Tino handled it so poorly. And it was a little frightening to see how panicked he was getting. I do feel bad for him and how they embarrassed him on camera, because social media is brutal and mental health is something to really consider, I think, when it comes to this show. And they both just seemed really exhausted from all of this. And I just hope he and Rachel just grow and mature from this. Okay, try to keep it short. So thank you for your great show, and you're awesome, Dave, and now I hope you get some good rest.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And everyone else, you guys have been too kind. The Venmos are coming in. Thank you so much to our Venmo here of $20 here from, from Beth. Thank you so much. Very kind, folks. It's been a fun season. You guys know in 6 days, we start Bachelor in Paradise up, or I should say 7 days. So we don't have much of an off season here, but of course I'll be taking a week off for my wedding the week of October 15th. So get your content in now. I'll have a couple interviews and some other fun videos for you, but it's going to be a jam-packed week as I go down the aisle and make a lady out of my fiance. Is that the term?
Hey, Dave, it's Julie in Florida. Thank you so much. Your show is awesome. I love watching it every day. My hot take from tonight's show is I think Tino couldn't get out of there fast enough. I think he was trying everything to make Rachel break up with him, and he was so relieved when she finally did. He held out his hand to take the ring and walked out as quickly as he could. Thanks again. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, we never know how it's edited together, how long that would have taken, but I thought Tino felt like there was some chance the relationship would work. It seemed to me in that part of time that was the case. Now, I'm going to share this next comment, but I want you guys to do me a favor and keep your critical thinking skills on, and let's not take any leaps to judgment here, because we're not trying to platform rumors. BT says someone else in the Bachelor fan take chat said Tino may be struggling with substance abuse, but they didn't air that on the show. Like I mentioned before, what could have caused Tino to cheat on his fiance? That's for him and the Lord and his diary to know. And if he is struggling with any form of abuses, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, whatever it may be, I just hope that he can use this opportunity to learn and realize that in the end, he will be better from it. You know, I was texting Logan, a friend of the show, and I said, look, man, I know it sucks to go through what you went through, and his friend Eric. Logan and Eric are good friends. I said, I know it sucks. It's a weird baptism that goes on through this show, baptism by fire. This idea that they kind of get like exposed and this and that in a way that if they were normal non-celebrity or non-bachelor audience, this would have never happened. But they will be stronger for it in the end. I think the collateral damage is that it really forces them to grow up really fast and do a better job of learning about who they are and their convictions and all of that. But I think in the end, they'll be better for it. And I'd rather people learn their lesson not through the public eye. I think that's a little bit easier. But hey, this is what we're working with. This is where we're at. I'm going to try my best on my channel not to judge people too harshly. Understand everybody's trying the best with the information they have. A lot of ignorance comes from a lot of parts of this country, and we all have things that we're ignorant to until we're not. Sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. So when we look at examples of poor communication or microaggressions or whatever it is, we just know as long as people are trying to do better, that's really all they can do at the end of their day.
Hey, it's Ashley from Florida. I'm wondering if Tino wrote in his little diary about the day that he cheated on Rachel, if he was like, "Dear diary, today I kissed another girl that's not my fiance, but I have so many reasons why I did it. Now I will list number 1 through 50 of why I cheated on her. Number 1.
I personally love the tool of sarcasm, but it feels a little petty here. It feels a little petty. I like sarcasm, but I think we need to do a better job, not you, but in general, of letting people try their best to communicate. You know, like with Tino, right? No matter what he said, the audience was going to boo him. We want people to communicate, even if they're not good at it. We want people to try to get things off their chest. And I get it. We're calling it a little diary and what you gonna do now. I get it. But I think he's trying.
Rachel isn't an LA Dodgers fan. Ugh. Number 2. She's not a good surfer. Are you freaking serious right now? There's no excuse for what he did. How about you just break up with someone before you cheat on him? Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, no excuse, but at the same time, we don't know the full story. That's it. No excuse, and at the same time, because I hate to say but, no excuse, and we don't know the full story. All right, let's go here to Sarah in West Texas.
Hi, Dave. This is Sarah. I'm in West Texas. I'm currently at home for the night, but my husband has been in the hospital the past 11 days, so I just took a break tonight and watched the episode and listened to this, and it really lifted my spirits. But I just wanted, you to kind of hop on board and also kind of remind people that even though, Tino cheating was appalling, no matter the degree of his physical cheating, whether it's a kiss or full-on intimacy, we really need to be careful of not bullying anyone just due to the suicide rates or anything like that. And so just want, your support on that, which I know you're a huge advocate for, and we appreciate that. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, of course. And look, Kay said I didn't know about Tino's substance abuse. I'm not saying he's got substance abuse. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I have no idea. Some people said he looked really bent out of shape. I don't know. But what I do know is we need to just look at this in like a fishbowl. Like, this is a sealed world, and we can talk about it and make our videos and all that. But I always just say, like, let's have that conversation here. Let's not have it on his page or hers, Most likely the reason why Rachel, I'm just guessing that the reason why Rachel and Tino had their initial problems wasn't due to Tino, but it was due to the public scrutiny that Rachel felt, because it's a very, very tough position that they are under. And none of us could understand what that could be like. Where they went wrong is a conversation that they just haven't given us yet. All right, Lindsay in Pennsylvania, you are up. Let's hear from Lindsay.
Hi, Dave. This is Lindsay from Pennsylvania. You have an awesome shirt on.
Thank you.
And I'm curious why they didn't address Eric's blackface. And what you may think the reason is why they didn't address that. Okay, thanks.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
I kind of already covered it, but I feel like he already apologized, and they just felt like it wasn't pertinent to his story with Gabby. It's more of his character, but it's if you had to pick one between one or the two, which I would never want to be forced to, but the text messages were like pertinent to his love story in that moment versus apologizing for something that happened. That's all. That's my thought.
Oh, hi. This is Stacy calling. I don't know. I feel guilty saying this, but I just feel like Rachel is getting more and more emotionally immature, and the way in which she handled Tino both times, the final rose and also at the safe house, was adding to the problem. She was the one that I felt was talking in circles and wasn't letting him continue what he was saying and expand on that and, garnish some, information. It was just like, I don't know. I found her to be very annoying. I really did. I'm not saying anything is great about him, but just the way she was using the word cheating, I guess probably because she doesn't believe that it was just a kiss, but I don't know. It all sounded pretty messy, and, the show is, ridiculous. I mean, she's dating a million guys. She sleeps with other guys, and, after the show, he's trying to figure out what's going on and kisses a girl, and that is not forgiven, but she just had sex with, two other guys or one other guy or whatever. To me, I just feel like there should be a little bit more graciousness and forgiveness and, just trying to get to like the root of where they really are and if they really can, go from there. I mean, I don't think that they could have possibly loved each other that much if it was going to be tossed away that easily. But I do think it really stemmed from her, like, immaturity towards the whole thing. She seemed to care more about the wrong things than the right things. That's my take, which I feel badly saying that. Thanks.
Hey, I appreciate you. Look, this is why I love everybody's opinions, because we're not here curating one opinion versus the other. We're all watching the same show, but we're seeing it through a different lens, and that's okay. Now, I gave you guys a challenge earlier, if you didn't remember. I said if you could get me to 58,450 subscribers, that I would do a West Coast live stream at 11 p.m. West Coast time tonight. I have to tell you something. We're not there. We're at 58,390. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's where the live streams are at. I'm going to give us a 10-minute window because I got a lot of stuff to do, guys. I got a lot going on. So I'm going to give us a 10-minute countdown right now. And if we can get to where we need to get, let's do stopwatch countdown to 10 minutes. If we can get where we to 58,450, I will do a West Coast live stream. So that's 60 subscribers in the next 10 minutes. That will not be easy, but the clock is ticking. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That is to unlock the next live stream tonight. You have 10 minutes. Let's go back to Rachel.
Hi, Dave. Rachel from Virginia. Sorry for calling again, but you just spotlighted my comment about Rachel and Tino. So I just wanted to call in and say I had a disclaimer right after that saying there's no why in cheating, of course. But, yeah, we're on the same page. It was a little painful to watch because she just did not want anything said about her. And I understand. I feel like Rachel has gone through the ringer on Judgment this season, and I get it. But it was really hard to watch her not let Tino speak at all. Tino's wrong. He cheated, the end. But God, it was awkward. Anyway, thanks for always spotlighting my comments. Bye.
Of course, Rachel in Virginia. Virginia is for lovers, right? Love gas station. I'm trying to buy a Tesla, but I can't drive through Virginia and go to a Love gas station if I buy a Tesla. Maybe I'll go to a Love gas station and just pull up with my Tesla and wave to all the gasoline guzzlers and then go inside and buy some gasoline food. All right. Let's see what's going on here. We've got a lot of people with a lot of great opinions. Like I said, if we get this number to 58,450, we will then have a West Coast live stream at 11 p.m. tonight, West Coast time. Could it have been... Now, like Rachel said, there's no excuse for cheating. But could Rachel and Tino have been in such a rocky place that subconsciously he wanted out? You know, like I always wonder. It doesn't seem that way, but clearly something drove them apart.
Hello, Dave. It's Linda from Indianapolis. I'm going to tell you what.
Please.
You're right. Dumpster fire. I'm really over it. VIP next week. Brianna's very beautiful, and I'm out. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Linda in Indianapolis is over it. She says, put out the dumpster fire. Thank you so much, Linda. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us this season, Linda. We really appreciated you.
Hey, everybody. It's Stu from Southeast Pennsylvania. I just cannot get over it. I cannot believe that Dave is going to get married soon. Can we all just appreciate that Dave Neal is going to be a married man soon? Very excited for Tasha and him. I cannot wait to see everything that's going to go down that weekend and the love that's going to be shared. I just want to put that kind of love in the chat right now just for Dave and for Tasha. Coming up very soon. Very excited for that. All right,
thank you
guys.
so much.
Bye.
Much appreciated. Again, if we can get to 58,450, we will have a live stream at 11 p.m. on the West Coast. Let's go to Texas.
Hey, it's Erin from Texas again. I just wanted to call and ask if you think that Tino will go on Nick's podcast. I feel like he gets a lot of the, in quotes, villain, and kind of ask them a little bit deeper questions than we get, which can be nice, but also, it's Nick. But I also was wondering if you thought that they were pulling out too many.
Oh, looks like we lost you on that one. Let's see if you call back. But yeah, I think Nick's podcast would be one of the best places for Tino to go on. Have that conversation. Ask those tough questions.
Hi, Dave. I just wanted to tell you I love you so much. You have one of the best honesty channels ever.
Oh, thank you.
You always uplift us, and I just wanted to give you that appreciation.
Oh.
I'm calling from Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh,
love
these
you.
Canadians.
Bye.
I tell you, these Canadians are too nice. Thank you so much. Calling from Edmonton, Alberta. Really appreciate you. Let's go from Edmonton, Alberta, down south to Alabama. Roll Tide.
Hey, I'm Brandy from Alabama, and I was
Is this the brand? Okay, no, this wasn't. Brandy wasn't on tonight's episode. That was Brianna. Never mind.
wondering if you knew anything about Jesse Palmer at the end where he said, Bachelor Nation, we hear you. Just wondering if you knew anything about that. Thank you. Bye.
No, I don't know. I don't know what that reference is because at the end of the episode, I was getting my live stream set up. But if there is something going on, I will for sure hear about it in the morning.
Hey, Dave, it's Dana in Yorktown. Quick comment about Rachel and no judging of anyone tonight. I worry about her a little bit. I've kind of heard it from her since Clayton. I'm so afraid Rachel is so anxious to get engaged, be married, and have children that she may be a little bit clouded in the progression of her relationships. Not a judgment, just a concern. All that's in the DMs, when I think one of y'all wasn't feeling well, sent you my mom's chicken and dumplings recipe. Soon. Bye.
Please send me your chicken and dumplings. Yeah, look, Rachel's clearly reading the comments that are being left about her, and she's look, for what makes her probably a real good friend, a sensitive soul, all these things. Obviously, it's tough public scrutiny. Angel Victoria says, "Will Tasha accept the final rose?" Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a final rose segment at my wedding. All right, so look, there's 4 minutes left. I don't think we're gonna hit 58,450. We might hit it. We have to get 43 new subscribers. Are there 43 people in the chat? Now, don't get me wrong. There's 1,000 people in the chat. My guesses are there's about at least 400 in the chat that aren't subscribed. So now's your last chance. And everyone always says, well, well, what if someone else does it? Well, look, I mean, if you guys don't want to do it, that's fine. I had to go actually do some more wedding planning, so it's okay if we don't make it. But 3.5 minutes left. Now is your final shot. Jen, you're up from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey Dave, this is Jen from Jacksonville, Florida. First time caller, long time listener. Anyways, I felt such secondhand embarrassment for Tino. I almost kind of felt bad for him, if that's weird. Like, I know what he did was wrong, but the whole Aven thing was just really bad taste, having him out there and sitting there like just not knowing what to do. And it just seemed like Rachel had no desire to really hear what he wanted to say. So it's like, why even bother having this meeting when it looked like she wasn't having any of it, which is her right, but like, why even bother going through it?
Why
Anyways,
bother?
I kind of think I'm not a fan of Rachel or Tino, so they're better off without each other.
Yeah, there you have it. That is true. They're better off without each other. Lala says, Dave, you only play the same people on your voicemails. Lala, I'll be honest. I'll tell you this right now. I hate it when people accuse me of this, okay? I'm playing every dang person's voicemail. I am under so much stress right now to try to get all these voicemails played. How dare you? How dare you make me stop the chat? I'll pull this chat right over. I'll dang now pull this chat right over. Lala, tell me your area code and I will try to find your voicemail. But there's 1,000 people in the chat and you're going, you never play mine. I'm going to get to it.
Hey, Dave. I actually left you a voicemail letting you know how much I love your freaking channel. But I didn't really tell you much about the episode and the whole season in general. Okay, so I want to keep it short really quick, okay? So I just want to say that with Rachel, I feel like I see her in all of us as women. I think some of us forget how, oh my God, I feel so bad for her, how like vulnerable she is being. Everybody just loves Gabby. I love Gabby. I get it. But Rachel is all of us if we were on TV. I just want to say that, if that makes sense. I definitely would be the same way if I was on a whole freaking show. Okay. I hope I'm making sense, but just...
Oh, sorry, cut you off in the end. Yeah, no, you're making total sense. No worries. And Lala said, sorry. Oh, no, Lala, hey, we're all family. It's okay. We're going to get to your voicemail. Although, to do me a favor, tell me your area code so I make sure I don't miss it. Willie Billy with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Willie Billy. All right, we're down to our final minute. We have to get 27 subscribers in the next 45 seconds. Look, guys, you did a really good job. I don't know if you can pull it out, but if we get 27 people to subscribe right now, that number puts us on the late night live stream, and it'll give you guys an extra hour of live streaming tonight. I don't know if we can get there, but you have 30 seconds left. It is your last shot to do it. So we'll have to see. Sometimes when we're this close, it really, all right, 26, we only need 26 subs. Sometimes when it's that close, we really get a good leap right at the last second there. So anyway, we're down to our final 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I have the buzzer button. Hold on, let me find the buzzer button. All right. An official 25 away. It looks like we squeezed out all the extra subscribers we could get, but it was not enough. We'll have to see if that number jumps at all. All right, still jumping a little bit. Maybe there's some tricklers. Let's go to Florida.
Hi, Dave. It's Naika, and I am coming from Miami, Florida. And this finale was just crazy. But I am actually happy for Gabby. I'm happy that she ended up with Eric and that they're working things through. And I'm happy for Rachel as well with Aven.
Oh, I lost you there at the second. Sorry, I thought it was a longer voicemail. Thanks for calling in.
Hi, Dave. My name is Emily. I'm from Canada. I'm Miss Emmy B. That's my handle on YouTube. And basically, I just want to say that I felt for Tino. In that all he has to, of course he was wrong. But I felt that he wasn't really able to get this point across or to be heard. Of course, cheating feels,
horrible. So I just wish them both luck. But I felt that, I don't know, Tino was handed a bad deal, I guess.
Yeah.
If I can say so. So that's it.
I totally agree. All right, let's just barrel through these last voicemails. I'll tell you what, if we get to 58,450 by the time I finish these next 6 voicemails, then I'll do a late night live. That's it.
Hey, it's Jen again from NC. I wanted to share this response. It is probably going to go over your time limit, so share if you feel like it's worth sharing. I have seen a couple of people ask, like, well, what about people who have been cheated on and how that would be? So I wanted to share from my perspective while acknowledging that not everyone's the same. I have been cheated on before, and there have been times where I was willing to work it out if the person was truly sorry and I understood where they may have been at, not making it okay. However, the way that I think that a person who's truly sorry for cheating or making, hooking up with someone is to go with, I am so sorry. Like, this was a huge mistake. I'm sorry that I let myself get there. My pride and ego and hurt was in the way, and it led me to making a really bad choice. And then let the person that's hurt ask, well, like, what do you mean? Like, what was hurting you? What was causing you to be prideful? There's ways to have that conversation where you get to the bottom of, like, maybe what he was thinking without his initial responses as coming out as attacks. It was almost like he wanted to know if they were going to work out before he put in the effort to have, like, a difficult conversation with her. And so while people may disagree about the fact that she was getting upset, there is a right way to have a conversation. And that's taking ownership first and then explaining the reason to how he even got there.
Now, I'm going to cut you off. Great voicemail. I'm going to cut you off here. By the way, we're 15 subscribers away. If we can find 15, I'll go live at 11 p.m. West Coast time. I really appreciate your voicemail. I'm cutting you off because it was 3 minutes long, but I agree with you. But didn't Tino do this? Didn't Tino admit complete fault and then wanted to explain himself? I thought that's what happened. But obviously, that's why they need more time than these 5-minute sound bites. I mean, it can take a long time to get to the nitty gritty. Sometimes it feels like you're walking in circles and Tino had to walk out. I mean, clearly they had a big, rough communication error that they had there. By the way, if we get a new subscriber on Patreon, that'll count as 5 subscribers here. So we get 3 new Patreon subscribers, that'll count as 5 right now.
Hey, Dave. It's Sonia from Georgia. Wow, it's a lot to take in. It's still kind of, I just don't even know what to say.
All right, well, no worries. All right, okay, so, hey, sometimes it's hard for us to, imagine it, and I don't mean this I'm not making fun of you. It's hard to even leave a voicemail and communicate our opinions. Imagine doing it on TV with cameras. You know what I mean? So I think we understand how tough it can be.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I'm a little disappointed with ABC that they had to do that to Tino. Yes, he was at fault, but I think putting Rachel, that's so unstable with all those boys, was really disappointing. And that lady needs help. And I think it's rude that they brought Aven on and to shove face to Tino. And I think ABC is dropped to a very low, and they needed something desperate to get people to watch. Bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a pretty ugly out there. P. Pitty says Tino totally admitted fault, but he wanted truth to be out there too. But as always, Rachel didn't allow it. It would have taken attention away from her and actually how she looked. Well, we do know that. We do know that Rachel was not going to accept looking bad. which I can understand. And the other caller had mentioned that she just wasn't ready to be the Bachelorette, which is probably something that she's had to grapple with this whole time. All right, we've got our final 3 voicemails here. Final 3 voicemails. If this number, 58,444, turns into 58,450 within the next 3 voicemails, I will be going live at 11 p.m. West Coast tonight.
Hey Dave, Rachel from Virginia. I'm sorry I'm calling again, but I've been in the live chat this entire time, and everything's about Rachel and Tino and their stuff, and I just want to say I am happy for Gabby if she is happy. I think we need to say that. There's a lot of stuff that went on there, but as long as Gabby's happy, at least we have a happy ending, and vote for her on Dancing with the Stars. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm happy for Gabby as well. Final 3 subscribers. We are here.
Hoping you deleted my last message because
I did not.
I totally just forgot what I was going to say. But this is Sonia from Georgia, and I'm still trying to take all this in and love listening to what everybody has to say. I love seeing Gabby and Eric so happy. Relationships are not always easy. So I'm glad to see that they are working through these public actions and stuff. Rachel, God bless her, Tino. It was just not cool for them to have Aven come up there. I just felt bad for him. Nobody, should be treated like that. But you've addressed that, and I love how you teach us all to look at both sides of it, and also appreciate you having my back this week like you did. Thank you so much.
Always
Bye.
do. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, we had a rude commenter. They're just trolls. Don't worry about them. All right, thank you so much. And Dawn checking in, our teacher of the day. If you look at our videos from earlier today, you'll see the pinned comment, and you can donate to Dawn's teacher wish list. We have just a couple teachers left. We're about to wrap it up. But I appreciate everyone who's been there. And our final voicemail of this live stream.
Hi, this is Lori. I just love when Gabby said to Eric, I used to think that you were too good to be true, but now I know that you are too good and you are true. That is just the sweetest thing I have ever heard.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I like
Bye,
them.
Dave.
I like their situation. I like that she's flirty and fun with him. I think it's fantastic. All right, well, listen, guys, we hit it. We did the nasty. We made it to 58,450 subscribers, which means we unlocked a live stream tonight at 11 p.m. West Coast time. That's in 1.5 hours. So I'll be back for that if you guys want to join me. Thank you so much for such a great season. I want to address you guys all right now and just say, whether you're new to the channel or if you've been around for years, I appreciate you all so, so much. Thank you for being a part of this journey that we've been on. And this rose is for all of you out there. Bye, everybody. We'll see you later. Dave out.
Does he have like this swag?
Girl, she don't know. Five, 6, 7, 8.
I don't care if you think I'm pimping for Dave.
That's rubbish, Dave.
Good night, everybody. See you at 11 p.m. Oh, let's party.
Girl, she don't know.
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. I'll be back at 11 o'clock. We'll see you guys later. You've been fantastic. Bye, everybody.
I don't care if you think I'm pimping for Dave. I would highly suggest going to Dave Neal's YouTube page.
That's rubbish, Dave.
Does he have like this swag?
Girl, she don't know.
You cut the crap.